If you are 22 years old, you are entering, first of all, some of the greatest years of your life. You have to understand, this next 5-year window is when you don't go practical and safe. This is the best and easiest 5 years of your life because this is when you need to attack what you love and what you want to do. If I want to run a commercial on television, I got to pay. If I want to run an ad in a newspaper, I got to pay. If I want to get an ad in a radio station, I got to pay. If I want a billboard out there, I got to pay. If I want to make a piece of content and post it on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, I don't pay anything. And all these people are like, oh, these platforms are keeping too much of the money from the creators. Bullshit. They're giving you free distribution, unheard of in the history of time. That's why they're keeping the economics. It's free. So what would I tell everybody? If you don't have access to money, start making content on the internet for free, build up attention and awareness, and watch how people start coming at you. All of the capital that I have had access to in my life was not based on how I grew up, where I grew up, who I grew up with. It was based on that I understood that attention is the most valuable capital in the world. I understood that social networks were free attention. We continue to not recognize the invisible poison of over meetings. It's killing us. It's a forever game, and I have a feeling I'll just go to the ground not winning this game, but you need to analyze every meeting more. We should have lots of meetings. Yeah. We should just not have a meeting that's an actual 20-minute meeting, be allocated for an hour that drags in 4 layers of strategy and creative that then doesn't allow us to make. What should we be doing? Making. And you're quarterbacking. I sit down on Thursday for an hour with my team and look at every meeting week ahead and cut them down. You should be doing that. I think we have to change the conversation in our society. Not in Southeast Asia, not in Malaysia, not in America. 7 billion people need to change the conversation of what success looks like. It is not to make $1 billion. It is to actually wake up in the morning and be in a good mood. The biggest mistake 18 to 22-year-olds make is their relationship with time. All of them have a decade, easily a decade, to figure out how to make themselves happy and successful. And even that is wildly too young. I don't think at 28 to 32, you should be giving up. I think it's practical to go for it in the first decade of your life post-school when the world tells you it's now time to get serious and conservative and get a job. People's entire strategy is lotto. A lot of your strategies are based on somebody else saying yes to a highly unlikely request. This is why I love social media so much. You can control the demand coming to you by you going out there and building the audience versus trying to have someone give you their audience. Lotto. I've not seen this in the last decade where one mature platform and one extremely young emerging platform are the current state of organic reach at scale. This is just supply and demand. It's always supply and demand. And yeah, and this is why the LinkedIn and TikTok conversation is so important, because when you don't have the luxury of big media dollars, you have to look for those angles. The reason that everybody should make a TikTok video, when you create for the platform, you may find a nuance there that you learn that 3 years later matters for your business and storytelling on a platform that does age up and uses that nuance. The supply and demand of attention moves on these platforms. The TikTok arbitrage is going to close, and it's going to close in the next 24 months. And the land grab is right now. My big thing is someone else's victories are not my losses. No. Like this scarcity mindset thing is fascinating. Yeah. In sports, you play a game, someone wins, someone loses. That's why I love it. It's so absolute. Yeah. But in life, like not games, 7,000 DJs could be winning. Exactly. Plus every DJ's winning is different. The skill set of content and social matters a lot more than if you're a travel blogger. There's a million travel bloggers that don't get any views. Most of you post really analyzing what's going to do well in the algorithm and what your audience wants, not what you actually want to say. So many people here in different parts of their journey that have real thoughts about things and have really powerful observations, but most people keep it inside of them and don't share it. You're putting out consumer content, but you have an opportunity potentially on other platforms, whether that's LinkedIn or Twitter or other places, for you to show how smart you are about marketing. A lot of you are holding back your brains for visual execution, and I highly encourage you to consider putting out some of your brains. 100% of the problems in your business are your fault. 100. You made every decision. It's not your mommy's fault. It's not your dad. It's definitely not your competition. What do you want them to do? Lose to you? 100% is your fault. And once you understand what that actually means, life gets good. The second you understand that you can do anything. You can close up shop and start a new business. You can move to Sweden. You can do anything, but you can't if you think somebody else is in control.